Charlene from the Smart Coupon Lady. Welcome back to my channel. I talk about easy ways to save money using simple tips and tricks. So if that's content that you're interested in, I hope that you will click the like button, consider subscribing, and hit the bell notification so that you know when the next video is up and running. About something that I believe is on everybody's radar lately, and that is decluttering. So for most people, decluttering is not easy. That ability to get rid of things that have been in your home, maybe things that belonged to your children or belong to family members that have passed, or just things that bring back memories to yourself, or just things around your home that it maybe one time made you happy or at one time helped you with decorating and you no longer are using it, or it's no longer making you happy like it used to. But still we have trouble cutting that cord and getting rid of things. I'm no different. I have a terrible time getting rid of things, probably more because my frugal side hates the idea of having to spend money on something that I may have had and got rid of, or just being able to repurpose something for the value of it so that when I need it, I don't have to go out and buy it again. Something I want to share with you is a way that I feel more comfortable getting rid of things, especially sentimental things and clothing of my own. And that is the quarantine pile. So last year, I started putting items that I hadn't worn in a while in either a box in my basement, or if it was my clothes, I stuck it in the back of my closet. And if I went through the entire season and I lived without it and I didn't miss it, then I felt comfortable getting rid of it. So I've gone full circle now with several items and I'm okay. So for example, one of those items were these sweatpants. It sounds so silly, but I wore these with my daughters when I was postpartum. But I have so many sweatpants now that these don't even they don't stay up the right way. I stuck them in the back of my closet for a year, never even thought about them, pulled them out once the weather started getting warmer, and I said, bye-bye, we are done with these. This shirt was in quarantine. At one point I wore this shirt a lot for work or whatnot. It just started to get a little pulled and I just felt like I'd worn it so much. I stuck it for the entire fall and winter season in quarantine, never missed it. It's okay. I feel okay getting rid of it. So I definitely recommend doing that. Getting a quarantine pile. Don't just get rid of things that you feel you may hem or haw about or things that you may miss. Stick it somewhere where you don't see it and see if you can go a whole season and not miss it. If you can go the whole season and not miss it, you're not going to miss it anymore. Then you'll feel so much more comfortable. Trust me, I feel so much more comfortable getting rid of things that were quarantined than just pulling things out of my closet and just throwing it in a bag. And then second guessing, oh my, did I really want, what if I decide to wear that? What if I find something that would go with that? Stick it in a quarantine pile. You'll feel so much better if you do that. One of the first items I've chosen to get rid of is my baby bag. This is a Petunia Pickle Bottom bag that I had from my second or maybe third daughter, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved the size of it. I loved the feel of it. I just loved it. And I mean, I still have my little diaper changing pad in it. And I had it and I kept saying, oh, I'll use it. And then the reality of it is I'm never going to use it as a purse. But I do feel that maybe if someone wants to wash it and clean it out that way, it might be good for somebody. So I have decided to donate this and hopefully it gets a new life. And if it doesn't, I won't know about it. But again, sentimental value. I loved it. It brought back memories of having my little babies, but I'm never going to use it again. I have to get rid of it. Done. Another thing I struggled with, and this isn't the only one like this, there's a couple things. This is a brand new headband craft kit that someone had given my daughters. I also have these Christmas ball kits from Christmas, and I'm always like, oh, we're going to make them, and another season goes by and we don't make them. My kids are getting a little older now. It's like, how long am I going to hold on to these new crafts? So I've decided to donate these. They're brand new. Hopefully they go to somebody who would really like to use them. So they are going. Another thing I felt that I had trouble donating was this simple music box. Now, I don't know if you saw this. This was from Aldi this year. And in it came some cookies, and it plays a little bit of music. I don't know why the music, and now I'm going to talk over the music, but the music was sentimental to me. I'm like, oh, we can play this every year at Christmas time. But it does have the 2020. It's a tin box. For all I know, they're going to have it again. I have a couple things that play Christmas songs. I'm getting rid of it. Get rid of that. Okay, the next thing I had a little trouble getting rid of, but then I remembered, was my holiday shower curtain. I bought this to be really festive in my daughter's bathroom, and I was like, oh, I can't get rid of that. But I realized we actually ended up getting glass sliding doors. I no longer have a curtain rod in their shower. I can get rid of this. But you always wonder, well, who exactly is going to use that? Is it just going to get tossed in some landfill? So you really want to make sure that you choose a charity that you know will put it to good use. So I like to donate to my local Goodwill. I know that they will put it up in their stores if they can for resale, that maybe it'll find a new home, or go to someone or go to some local charities that I know they're going to actually really try to find a home for. But again, that's another struggle when it comes to decluttering and donating. So what do you do if you don't want to donate? So there are some items I came across that I decided I am not going to donate them yet. I'm going to try to consign them. I like to try to consign some of my kids' clothes. I actually have consigned some of my own clothes. Some of the local consignment shops, though, either have closed or their rules are a little tough and I just can't keep up with them. So I do try to only consign those things that I do think are worth it. So when my daughters were recently going through their closets, there were a couple things like this cute little sundress. I know they barely wore it. Now I have 3 girls, which you would say, oh great, they share a lot of clothes, and they do. But because there's a little bit of an age gap between my first and my second, by the time the clothes get to my second where they fit her, a lot of them may have gone out of style, or they may have worn a bit. Just being in that the bins, I just feel like they sometimes get worn a little bit more than they would have. I don't know why. They get a little more pulls in it and they fade a little bit. But anyway, so they're not always able to share clothes. So this was a little dress that my oldest daughter bought because she loved it. She actually grew out of it before she wore it. My middle daughter's just not her style. I think it's adorable, but it's not her style. So we're going to try to consign this because it is practically brand new. Another one is this. Clearly my middle daughter does not like loud floral prints, because this was another dress that my daughter got at H&M. My oldest one never wore it for whatever reason. The tag is still on it, but my middle daughter wants nothing to do with it. So I am going to try to consign that, especially because it still has the tag on it. This was one of those dresses that fell between the sizes. So we got it after my older daughter. It was donated to us by a friend. We got it after my older daughter grew out of this size. We were holding on to it for my middle daughter, and she missed the size. She just skipped this size. She went right from like an 8 to a 12 because she just kind of hit puberty. And then my youngest daughter, who would be fitting in this now, doesn't like it. It's not her style. It is also probably 10 years old now. So it still, again, has the tag on it. So we're going to try to consign it. I feel like by bringing these things to consignment shops, there's a better chance that they may take it. I don't want to give them things that I know no one's ever going to want. So I feel like if we can do a win-win, so be it. So the last few things I'm going to share with you were, again, things that I kind of struggled with. This first thing is a brand new Tupperware deviled egg container. I bought this with the best intentions. A friend of mine was selling Tupperware, so I wanted to buy something from her. I said, this is it. I am going to make deviled eggs. It is brand new. It is probably 12 years old. I have never used it. As you know, Tupperware is classic. It never goes out of style. They still sell this, but it's never been used. I thought about, oh, well, maybe I'll sell it online, sell it on eBay. Decided not to do it. I'm going to donate it to my local Goodwill. Hopefully they'll be able to resell it and someone will take it and have a good home for it. The other thing, and this is not just this book in particular, but these are books in general. I was given this for whatever occasion. Looks great, right? The cookie jar, great, super, wonderful. We all love cookies. The recipes in this are so intricate, I'll never make them. I just don't have the time. I'm not looking to make gourmet cookies. And although I love the way they look in the book, I just know I'm never going to make the cookies in this book. I have a couple cookbooks like this. I kept them for a while, put them on display, put them in the cabinet. They're slowly making their way out to the garage and they're getting discarded. I am going to donate them. So hopefully someone will like this. But I have decided that if I have a cookbook that I'm absolutely never going to make the recipes in, time to get rid of it. I've looked through them. Seriously, not worth it to keep a cookbook that you can find no recipes in, or maybe one recipe that you're going to make. Make a copy of it, get rid of the book. So, back on one of my milestone birthdays, my husband threw me a party and we had a Mexican themed party, and we got these hats for display. He put them out as decorations. You can see the tags are still on them. And I always thought, well, I'll keep them for fun, I'll keep them for the girls. And they did play with them a little bit. Clearly not that much because they're in really good shape. I have 2 of them. And they both still have the tags on them. You can see by the look of the tag, they're kind of old. They're getting old. I can tell you that personally, these are 10 years old. And we've never really used them. And I keep thinking, well, maybe we'll have another party and we'll do that theme. Or maybe my kids will need these for a costume. Or maybe I'll need them for a costume. I've decided to get rid of them. Not gonna happen. They take up a lot of room. If we haven't worn them in 10 years, it's probably not our costume of choice, and it's time to pass them on to maybe someone else who can use them for a costume or decoration or whatever else they may want them for. The last thing I want to show you is a big bag of clothes, and I'm not going to go through this item by item. Mostly this is a combination of things I've gotten rid of, my daughters have gotten rid of, things that have just gotten overworn or completely out of style or have missed sizes. And again, I don't go crazy to consignment stores with things that I just don't think would sell or anybody else would want. So this is definitely a bag that I don't mind donating because we're okay with passing along those clothes. I've kind of pulled out what we think we may wear again. Maybe I can pass off to my younger kids. Otherwise, it's okay to get rid of those clothes that you know are not going to get worn again. And my girls are old enough that I'll say to them, you don't necessarily have to try everything on. First, look through your closets and your drawers and pick out what you know you're never going to wear because it's not your style. Once they do that, then I tell them to do a try-on day where they can try on all their shorts from last season or all their dresses from last season, jeans in the fall, and then they can kind of decide which ones of those they want to keep and which ones they don't. Because if you start right away with a huge pile, you're never going to get through it. Pull out what you know you're never going to wear and then go from there. So what do I tell you to do from all of my journey? These are the things I would absolutely tell you to take away from it. Do a quarantine pile or a box or somewhere where you can put things away and see if you can go without missing them. Take a look at things that you're saving for your kids. Really make sure it's things that are going to stand the test of times, that are like classic. If they're really trendy, odds are if they're not going to wear it within 2 years, by the time your kids, especially if they're older, by the time your kids fit into that clothing, they're not going to want them because they're out of style. And once kids hit that sort of 10, 11, 12 age, they really start looking at things like that. So if you're saving clothes for your kids, unless they're going to be like play clothes or pajamas, I would definitely second guess the things that you are keeping. Other things like cookbooks or any kind of like manual type books. If there's not that much in them or you just don't see yourself making recipes in it, it's okay to get rid of them. Even though if they were gifted to you or you spent money on it. I know I'm frugal. I don't like to get rid of things I spent money on. It's okay. Get rid of it. It's taking up room. You'll feel better about getting rid of it and pulling out 1 or 2 recipes because that'll help you organize your meal planning, which eventually will help you save money. See, it's all about saving money. The last thing I want to tell you again is it's okay to get rid of things that you spend hard-earned money on. It's hard for me to say that, but ultimately you're going to feel better if your house is more organized. You're not going to buy repeats of things that you possibly purchased before and then you say, oh, I had this. It will help you save money in the long run if you can streamline your life and keep yourself organized. Decluttering is a way to keep yourself organized and ultimately be frugal in life. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you got motivated a little bit from me. Like I said, I need the motivation. I'm trying to pass that motivation along to you. Let me know how your decluttering is going in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one.